D-Gens assemble! Welcome to Fantasy Football Heroes and Villains, brought to you by Justin Bruni and Andrew Robb. Happy Wednesday, sir. How are we doing?
Good, man. Good. Glad to be here. Glad to be doing some big board best ball drafts, man. It's always a great day when we get to hop in the best ball streets, assemble a team, as we like to call it here on the Heroes and Villains. And, they say villains can't win, but we'll see about that.
No, I tend to disagree, actually. I feel like being a villain in fantasy football is usually pretty appropriate, I feel like being overly aggressive in a lot of leagues typically, and, some of that behavior may come off as a villain, but we're all heroes here on the network because we're here to help you get a leg up in your fantasy football leagues. Tonight, we're going to be doing some live underdog drafts. I am going to peep my eyes in here into the draft, see what we have available as far as the board is concerned. See how we're looking. Hopefully I don't lose this $10. There is one waiting, so I'm going to hop out of here, leave draft. So we're going to wait a little bit here. While we wait and we get the board going, what are we thinking as far as heroes and villains criteria? What's your idea of a good quality fantasy football hero? Is it just about giving good advice or what?
Yeah, not being a shit league mate. I know there's times that you kind of got to pull a fast one over on somebody, try to sell somebody that you're, we all do it when we're trying to trade somebody to, make the best case like, they're not for my team, but they're definitely for your team, right? Like, that's more of the villain-esque, but yeah, I mean, just being a good league mate, helping people out, that may not be as versed in the fantasy world, just being as we like to say, a good human, right, is what a hero is, right? So just being somebody that somebody else can go to talk fantasy, maybe get some fantasy advice. And, I got a lot of people that probably think that I'm a quote unquote fantasy hero to them because they come to me, ask me some questions. I'll give them the truth. Even if they're in the same league as me, I'll give them advice. So yeah, I think that's what makes up a hero, right? Somebody that they can look up to and that they can go to in their time of need.
Yeah, I usually just refer to it as not being a dick in fantasy, not throwing down, $80 on the waiver wire, candidate somebody wants that week, not coming to the trade table, pretty much empty handed to start the trade options. It's always nice to, start things out where it feels like both sides are winning. And I usually feel like, that's the best criteria for being a fantasy football hero. You're just not trying to, be overly aggressive. You're trying to have fun with it. You're trying to kind of like celebrate it a little bit. I think a lot of people that dealt with co-championships this year, know what I'm talking about. Maybe not putting up the biggest fight for that final week for payouts and whatnot. I know that I definitely succumbed a little bit. I split the pot in a situation where I was probably going to win. I had like 3 players left and he had none, and I was down by like 6 or 8 points. So, a lot of people told me, in that position, you probably have the right to be a little bit more aggressive and, get the full payout or, 3/4 of the payout. And, I simply split it. And the other guy was nice enough to also just say, hey, you know what? You are nice enough to split the pot. You can go ahead and take the championship belt, because we didn't even get to that part yet. So that would have been a little interesting try to, cut the belt down the middle.
Yep.
Let's jump back into the big board here. I'm sure we should be fine now. Yeah, go ahead and jump in. We're waiting for 7 people. If you are in the chat or waiting for an opportunity to draft with us, please do. You're waiting on 7. Are you in?
You're in big board, correct?
The big board. Yes,
sir. To clear that up. Ever since I was on with Sean and Kramer that one time, and Sean thought he was in the same draft, and he wasn't. I always just
that'll happen. That's bound to happen. We're waiting on 4 people, so hopefully that means we got some listeners in. Mm-hmm. I'm going to work on getting this board up on the board here. We might have to take off our little neat background here in a moment. Fanger Banger saying, let's effing go. Let's go, Fanger Banger. You ever watch True Blood in the early 2000s?
Is that a vampire show?
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
No,
No.
dude, it's HBO, baby. It's not TV, it's HBO. You gotta watch it. Fang bangers. That was a thing because vampires were like out in the public, like normal people, and it was like like racism, like oh you can't be dating no vampires, you fang banger. It was awesome. It was great stuff.
Gotcha. I'm pretty sure my wife watched that, but
Smart gal, smart lady.
it's not my cup of tea.
Draft is about to start. Let's get it up on the board here. Hey, that actually fits kind of nicely. I don't mind it. Let's go. Let's ride. All right, let's see. You are picking 1-3. Let's go.
Wow. Yeah. One of the first times I get up top of the draft. I will
I
take
love it.
with any of the JJ, Jamar Chase, Christian McCaffrey. I will take whoever is left.
I love it. I love it. We got some familiar faces. Team Ramrod with the badge. We got Dilly back up in here. Jiggly Rolls, I believe, is another familiar name. Anyone else
Yep.
missing?
No, I think that's it. Obviously, you're in the 8 spot, Ramrod in the 10 spot, Dilly in the 11, and then which I believe Jiggly Rolls is Fanger Banger in the 12 spot.
I absolutely hate my spot.
Yeah, that sucks. Right, you're all but in the middle. Gotta wait. It's hard to stack too. When you find one that you like. So yeah, it's a tough spot, man. Believe me, I've been living there in these best ball drafts for ever since the start of the big board.
Any recent stacks that have been interesting that you've built up?
No, but the last draft I did the other day, I'm gonna take CMC here. He's up on me here.
Love it.
Uh,
Love it.
the last draft I did, I was able to complete, 3 quarterbacks stacks. So I
Nice.
did at least 1 to 2 players on that team from that, that quarterback's team. So I like doing that. When you can when you never have a quarterback that's not stacked, that is preferred. There is some guys like
Mhm.
as in Lamar Jackson that you can grab and not have to really stack due to the running purposes. But I always like to, make sure I have the stacks. And I saw somebody today in the Discord, and if you haven't jumped in our Discord, SGPN Discord, get in there. We talk fantasy football a lot. Obviously, I saw that guy asking us today about stacking in
Mhm.
redraft versus best ball, how important it is. So if anybody's interested in seeing any of that stuff, please hop in the Discord if you aren't already in there.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing some fun stuff in the Discord coming up as well. Do some like weekly roundtables, some family dinners. It's gonna be some good stuff.
Nice.
Got Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelsey, Cooper Cup off the board. These last few picks, I do like getting Austin Eckler right here, so I'm gonna go Austin Eckler. Yeah, I feel good about that. Got Rusty Maverick and Team Ramrod back onto the clock here. Interesting name going to be coming off the board here shortly. Hot in the news. Saquon Barkley getting tagged by the Giants. I feel like it's still a pretty good thing for our fantasy prospects. Getting another year with Saquon Barkley and Brian Dable. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he was great last year, right? There's
Mhm.
nothing that's really going to change with this offense per se. So yeah, I think it's a fine spot for him to stay. I do wonder if maybe they chose to tag him because he is somebody who's gotten injured before. He's getting a
Mhm.
little older. Maybe they just see the writing on the wall and they're like, you know what, let's ride him one more year and then get rid of him. So it really would not surprise me if they don't come to a long term contract with him and they just end up letting him walk. I will be interested to see if they draft any running back in this year's class to kind of back up Saquon and take
Mhm.
over, if they do decide to let him go next year.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I mean, from a numbers perspective, I get it. They pay the quarterback. He was obviously going to cost a lot more, and then you were able to tag him, and they had a ton of cap space. So, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. But I kind of feel for Barkley in that situation, just because like this was a huge opportunity for him to still get paid. Kind of sucks. And as a
Mhm.
Bears fan, yeah, sucks. I'm not happy about it.
So let's see. After we had you with Eckler, we got Jonathan Taylor,
Hmm.
AJ Brown, Devontae Adams, CD Lamb to round out round one. Bijan Robinson 2.1 just went right there, and
Mm,
then the aforementioned Saquon Barkley. Team Ramrod back up, and he took Jalen Hurts. I'm assuming he has. Yep, he took AJ Brown. That's a nice stack there.
love it, love it. Always love it if you can get it. I've only been able to get it once. Not something I've been able to do multiple times,
Hmm.
unlike a few other stacks, i.e., Dak Prescott, CD Lamb, Jared Goff, Amon Ra. Those ones I've been getting a little more frequently.
Hmm.
Justin Herbert and like anyone on his team. Might get Justin Herbert again on this one. I have done some Herbert Eckler stacks already. I'm going Josh Allen though. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. Sitting on these QBs.
Wow, we don't want to miss in the chat here. Indiana Jones, aka Team Ramrod, said the headband is back. People love the headband, man. Has to stay.
Yes, yes, absolutely. This is why Lex Luthor Andrew is trying to say he's Superman. I mean, I don't know about all that. I mean,
Haters gonna hate, man. You can't always.
Andrew's got a great head of hair under there. He's always hiding
I,
it. Lex
I,
Luthor's bald as shit.
yes, I do. My family was blessed with a healthy hair. Like my grandpa died, or my great grandpa, at like 95 years old with a full head of hair. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna live long to have a nice head of hair here.
Right on, right on.
I
Real
also
men of
like hats,
degen.
though. It's a cross to bear, right?
Sure, yeah. There was definitely a time in my life where I wore a hat frequently. I still do. I mean, look at this thing in my head. My God, it's a mop. But there's going to be some days where it's just got to get put away. But no, I definitely wear a hat at a lesser exposure rate. We'll say,
Mm-hmm.
than I did when I was in college, when I had like the wall of hats and all that stuff. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Let me get that back up. I was trying to get that. Yeah, there it is. I wanted to switch it over to this other fancy board here.
So after we had Jalen Hurts go, we had Amon-Ra St. Brown, Josh Allen, Garrett
Mhm.
Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Waddle, Derrick Henry, and then to me, I took T. Higgins. So I
It feels
currently
like forever for me to pick again. I mean, I'd rather just be at the 12 or the 1. My goodness. I do not like this. I do not like this. Let's see what other names have been buzzing recently. Derrick Henry looks like he's going to be staying. I mean, was that much of a surprise to you?
I mean, honestly,
On
a
the market,
little
off the
bit.
market within like a day?
Yeah, I mean, kind of a little bit because really, if you're going to trade him, this is probably a good time to do it, right? I mean, he's still King Henry, right? Oh, thank God, Chris Olave made it back to me. I'm going to take that in the heart. Oh man, but Joe Burrow's there. Do
I
I?
got to go the stack. I got to go the stack there.
Yeah, but man, Olave. Yeah, you know what? No, I'm taking Olave. I don't want to let too many wide receivers pass before I grab another one. So here I'm gonna take Olave.
I was
Um,
just trying to petition because I haven't taken a receiver yet, and I need my
yes, I
I need my 10.
I hear you with the villain talk over there.
4 picks away. Finally, it's coming. It's happening. I'm just going to take another quarterback. Screw it. I'm just going to go completely degen on this draft. Give me Lamar while we're at it. I was talking up Derrick Henry to the Eagles, and Sean was having none of it. I mean, give up a first round pick for King Henry right now. I mean, this is the time to make a run for the Super Bowl. I mean, I feel like he's like the last Infinity Stone, if I dare say.
Oh boy, yeah, right.
I mean,
It's
what were they missing? They had defense, they had a passing game, they had a rushing offense, but when your quarterback is potentially still your best runner, period, like it creates a challenge, even against like these. We don't believe that the Chiefs have a great defense, but they can stop the run at times. Most teams can in the NFL.
yeah. I think that would have been fine. I mean, if I was the Eagles, I would have made a hard push at Saquon personally. But
Sure.
yeah, I mean, Henry would have been fine there. I mean, obviously he's great running back. They have a good offensive line. I'm not sure what pieces are going to remain, coming into next year. Is Jason Kelsey going to retire? There's some question marks there, but I mean, regardless, I mean, Derrick Henry's Derrick Henry, right? I mean, he's the Yeti.
Exactly. I mean, him in an offense with Jalen Hurts would be absolutely explosive. Defenses wouldn't know what to do. With their receivers and Goddard at tight end, and man, that would just be a whole mess. And I'll just tell you right now, you just lock up that division if they do that. I'm sorry, like that's just too much. I mean, I understand like the perception of like super teams in the NFL, like, they don't work, right? But look at what the Rams did a couple of seasons ago. But I just don't think that puts them in like super team, type of category. It's not like they went out and bought everybody. They drafted well with Devontae Smith. They traded good capital and assets for A.J. Brown. They brought in and developed Dallas Goedert and Jalen Hurts. Like, I just feel like you do that due diligence and you pick up the phone and you see what it's going to cost you.
Yeah.
Jake making a good point in the chat. Maybe Philly can just grab Bijan. I don't know if he's going to be there that late, in my opinion. Like, I feel like he's going to be a top 15 pick still. If they want to get aggressive and move up, I guess. But I mean, if you're going to be aggressive and move assets, why would not just do it for something that's, proven? And you could probably, not be on the hook for, a huge contract with Henry down the road, especially if you put him in the playoffs and Super Bowl contention, like I think he'd be fine with that at this point in his career.
Yeah, I mean, now if Philly's trying to play the long con, I mean, Bijan's probably the best bet because he's the youngest of anybody that we're talking about
Oh
currently,
yeah,
right?
of course.
And the Eagles have a young offense, between
Mm-hmm.
AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts. I mean, if you could have the core guys there with Bijan, I mean, that's a very good core to have, right? As as a Commanders fan, I don't
No,
like to say that, but obviously,
I do not argue that whatsoever. That is definitely the preferred option.
but you're
I
right,
just don't know if it's going to be, possible. I don't know if he's going to
right?
be that late.
Yeah, they could take, they could take Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, that's another guy
Oh
that
yeah.
is, highly coveted as well, and that'd be a great pick for them.
Me and Emerson were discussing the other day that, Bijan would probably be top 15 and Jahmyr Gibbs would probably be somewhere. He would be cutting it close to them, but we still thought that he'd come off the board around like, was it by pick 25, I think, or like pick 25 or 27 is where we kind of like halted it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and those are the only two running backs that are going to go possibly in the first round, right? You don't see anybody else sneaking in there?
I don't think so. You might see a receiver or two, but I don't know about that. Yep. By the way, Jake, we got to do something about these collars, brother. They're curling. They're curling too much. We got to do something about these. I got to decurl them all the time. It's too much.
It's too much. You got to get the old iron out, man. Iron those babies down.
My wife loves to iron. She's always asking me, "Can I iron this? Can I iron that?" I don't care. If you'd like to.
Now you need to care.
It doesn't matter. It's the collar, man. It's the collar. You can't iron a collar.
You sure can. Iron that shit down. See what happens. Dude, I mean, I got the exact
like, try it out. See what happens.
Yeah, try it out. I also have the same issue, but I guess it doesn't bother me as much. But I honestly thought about ironing, trying to iron it as well.
I'm always like trying to figure this thing out. You guys stop taking receivers. I need more of them. I don't like it. I shouldn't have taken Josh Allen. Stupid mistake. But he's a unicorn. What do you think about this this Lamar Jackson stuff? I'm guessing he's about to go off the board here soon. I mean, people are calling for
now. I'm trying to figure out how I want to play this here.
Some Nike and Adidas heroes and villains polos, Jake? Is that what you mean? Is that what you're talking about? There goes Lamar to Grimmy 843. It would have been cooler if Grimmy had drafted Mark Andrews, but it's all good.
Honestly, Lamar could drop down the board a little bit until we find out what he's actually going to do. I didn't really want to take him there, and obviously I didn't. But I don't know. There's uncertainty. What's set the odds for him holding out?
No, not happening. I mean, even if he does, he's playing week 1. So don't be worried that he's not playing this year. If he wants to get paid so bad, he's going to play. Like, he's not getting, he wants fully guaranteed money. I get it, but not every team is the Cleveland Browns. That's one thing. The second thing is, like, the Ravens are not doing and will not do Lamar any favors, period. This whole non-exclusive tag is only in their favor. And no one, and I'm not surprised, like, everyone's all shocked that no one wants to, come to play and pay out for, a previous MVP, a quarterback that's led the league in passing touchdowns. I get that, but you have to, 1, pay him, and then 2, give up 2 first round picks, excuse me, not overall, but 2 first round picks. Like that. That's not the market. That's not letting him play the market. That's just seeing if anyone else is that desperate, which I think no one will be. I mean, is any quarterback worth a fully guaranteed contract plus 2 first round picks?
I mean, yeah, there's some.
You'd give that up for Patrick Mahomes? I mean, 100% fully guaranteed contract. Does Patrick Mahomes have that?
No. His isn't 100% guaranteed. But I mean, he'd be somebody that deserves one.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't argue that. I don't know if we can really argue that that Lamar doesn't deserve one, but it's the league. And this whole thing not having an agent, man, it's just not helping out, because an agent is there to protect you from yourself. You know what I mean? Like, if you are representing yourself, who's protecting you? You know what I mean? Like, an agent can be disgruntled even with a client, go to an owner, a GM or whatever, and be like, yeah, my guy, he just he won't budge. You know, I don't know what to do with this kid, but man, can he run like the wind? You know what I'm saying? So let's get something done. You know, there's
Man,
not
you
going to be.
sounded just like John Gruden right there.
Did I? Oh, okay. Yeah, one of my favorite John Gruden quotes was when that opening monologue of Hard Knocks when he says he's in the nightmare business. Yeah, man, that's what I'm all about. You need to end somebody's dream, brother. I love it.
Knock on wood if you feel me.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh, dude, that season was awesome. What a great
It
season.
was good. It was
and then
good.
Antonio Brown just lighting everything up on HBO. That was fantastic. That was a great season of Hard Knocks. I love that intro too. What was it, the cold winter roar for the Raiders or whatever, or the autumn winds. It was a good intro.
Yeah. Looks like we had ourselves a massive run on wide receivers there.
Yeah, you guys suck. But I was able to stack Justin Herbert, Mike Williams, and Austin Eckler. So,
yep.
And I got Josh Allen. Suckers. I still don't feel good about it, but I'm going to gloat. We got Ramrod saying that Lamar is going to hold out. I mean, he might hold out till week 1, but he's playing, man. He's picking up that game check. It's going to happen.
I mean, I don't think he does either, but that is a possibility. And I would just say to Lamar, check out what happened with Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, he's not going to do that. Especially his mom's representing him. Who's going to pay her?
Yep.
How's she going to get a check? Who's going to feed that lady?
Oh boy, this is an interesting conundrum here. Does Dilly take Dallas Goedert away from Team Ramrod because he has Jalen Hurts and the AJ Brown? They are roommates, so
damn. Do you think they're talking about it right now?
I mean, nah. Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Gindy's probably
think they're in the same
Dilly.
room.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, for sure.
He's probably threatening Dilly. Say, if you do that, I'm going to kill you.
I beat your ass.
Oh well,
I steal your rent. I steal your rent.
Here goes Dallas Goedert, and there you go.
Take it to the Asian bathhouse, like in Grandma's Boy.
Oh, great movie, by the way.
Great movie. That was such a terrible situation. The guy you pay rent takes all of your money and goes to an Asian bathhouse every month. That's awful.
I used to always say turd nuggets from that.
Total villain move, by the way.
What's that?
Stealing your roommate's money and going to an Asian bathhouse. Total villain move. I'm on the clock. Maybe make a pick here. I need a receiver. What do we got? You guys suck. I hate all of you. Took all of my receivers. It's my fault for drafting Josh Allen, but that's what happens when you build an amazing team. Oh, man. Tyler Lockett, Mike Evans. I love both of these guys. They're always good options. They're always consistent. Which one do I want to go with? I'm going to go Tyler Lockett, man. Let's ride with Geno Smith getting his contract too. Let's go. Let's get it.
See, here I was being a fantasy hero. Yeah. You're welcome.
Love it, baby.
You're welcome. Love it. I'm glad I could point out, and I talked to Gindy on the phone a whole lot. We do drafts, and sometimes he's just not paying attention. So I got to remind him every now and again, hey man, there's a guy coming up that you might be interested in.
Talking on the phone is also a very hero thing. I mean, it's not something that's done as of late anymore. All communication's pretty much via text. So anyone that's jumping on the phone for a good old fashioned 1995 conversation, I'm all about it.
I'm an old soul.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I appreciate it.
Ryan calls me a boomer because I use Facebook, and then I had to delete the app. I was just like, I can't handle that anymore.
I used it too yet for a little bit, but Twitter's definitely preferred.
Yeah, I had to delete the app. I had to delete Instagram too. It's those damn reels. You watch one, you'll watch 20. It's terrible.
Yeah, 4 hours later, you're like, damn, I just wasted 4 hours of my life. I should have been drafting best ball teams.
Okay, that was when I was like single. That would happen, but they didn't have reels back then. Dalvin Cook in the 6th round still feels like a good value. I know that he's
a good value. That's who I was going to pick if he didn't get taken. So I'll take Dobbins.
I know he's still going to have that surgery, but come on, like
he's had that before though to clean up his shoulder.
Exactly. So he's gonna get run no matter what. And Madison's probably gonna leave. Like, come on. I guess Madison could stay and just fill in while he kind of gets back to 100. But that's not a huge surgery. You know what I mean? Like James Robinson, no one would. Everyone wrote him off, I should say. I don't know where I was going with that. Everyone wrote him off. He's not an option. He's not draftable. The guy was scoring touchdowns week 1 through 4. Obviously, it didn't work out for him, but still, like, he was healthy. He was fine.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of time until kickoff. Dang. It's getting personal in the chat. This isn't a State Farm commercial, guys. Chill out. Traylon Burks in the 7th round feels rich. No?
I mean, I
I
prefer
mean,
Pickens and
Burnett's
Johnson
drafting
over.
like every damn receiver there is. He's already got
Man,
what, 5?
you know what? I'm gonna take Pickens here because I have a lot of Deontay Johnson. Again, my
6.
most exposed wide receiver. So I gotta
Got 6.
diversify a little bit here.
Am I going to get
Take,
Keenan Allen again? No, Keenan Allen had to go in this
Keenan
round. Yeah,
Allen
he
went
did.
like 2 rounds ago.
Fine, man. Yeah, round 5. I took Mike Williams round 4.
With any of these drafts, have you been double drafting at all where you're doing 2 drafts or 3 drafts at the same time?
Not at the same time, no, but like, yeah, I mean, I've definitely been bored enough to do them back to back.
Yeah. I've done a couple at the same time, and man, it is chaos sometimes because you have to keep looking back at the team and being like, all right, I got this guy. I'm trying to stack this guy. It's a lot, but I've been watching some streams of other YouTubers who are doing best ball drafts, and man, some of them like just go ham with it. Like
Dude, it's not like online poker where you're trying to get like 5 hands going. Like, come on, guys. Like,
well,
I gotta get as
one
many
person I was
screens filled with the
watching
draft as possible.
the one person the other night I was watching, she was doing a big board, and then she every time that a rookie and sophomore would end, she would just start up a new one. So she's doing rookies and sophomores with the big board. It was it was madness to watch. It was entertaining, but it was madness. I'm just like, how is she keeping track of her big board team? Like that's the big one, right?
All right, we're taking a shot here on a rookie. We're going Quentin Johnston. Hoping he lands on the Bills. Give me a stack. Give me a stack. I could see him at the end of the first round.
And you don't have to say it. You know, we can keep it as a teaser, but I don't know if you want to name drop anybody that we might be pulling in as host or as guest on the show here.
Not just yet. But what we can tell you is that we're gonna, be bringing on some guests that relate to the heroes and villains theme. That is for certain. I would, but we're also still working on some things. So
his name may or may not rhyme with Roger Goodell. I'm just kidding. We're not bringing on Roger Goodell.
I wouldn't. If
anything,
what
I should
a boring
have
show that would be,
dude. If we ever brought him on, because I have the Barstool Roger Goodell clown towel signed by Dave Portnoy, I would have it literally right behind me the entire time.
Getting mad on the headband snipes. Pow! 5 picks away. What am I doing? Probably need to take another receiver, and it's going to be another risky pick. I've only taken 1 running back, but those will stick around.
So let's see here.
It's Austin Eckler.
I'm gonna throw out some of the friends and family teams that we got in the draft here, and you tell me how you like the team. Okay, so we got actually I'll let Jiggly Rolls pick first here, and then I'll ask you about his team.
After my pick, we should probably do the reads as well.
Okay. So Jiggly Roll has Bijan, Jahmyr Gibbs, Tyler Algier, CeeDee Lamb, DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, Zay Flowers, Kyle Pitts. Your thoughts?
That's Jiggly?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I was looking at the board and I saw some of the names here. I like these picks. I like CD. You've seen me in some drafts where I take him quite a few times.
Do you like, and it's interesting that he has both Hopkins and CD because there's rumors that Hopkins could potentially go to Dallas. So
yeah, I saw what you did there. Yeah, I don't hate it. I've done some drafts where that's worked out like that, where I have those 3 already, but it wasn't related to now. So yeah, of course I love it. When you're getting that glimpse of recent news.
Do you like where CD is going? Do you think he drops if that happens? Because that's going to cut into his target share. I mean, that would clearly be the best. I
don't think he still falls beyond. I think the farthest he could fall is into that Devonta Smith, DK Metcalf, T Higgins tier.
Okay, so you think he only falls maybe 4 or 5 spots, maybe?
Not even. I still would take him over Waddle, Wilson, and Amon-Ra, in my opinion.
Interesting. See, I don't know if I would, only because again, like DeAndre Hopkins, in my eyes, is better than CeeDee Lamb. So
sure, but Miami, the Jets, and Detroit are all going to focus on running the ball. Tony Pollard uncertain about his return. I'm on the clock.
Mike McCarthy just came out and said, "Yeah, you got 13 seconds." Mike McCarthy came out and pretty much said that he doesn't want to score a shit ton of points. It's the offense's fault that they score so many points, or that it was Kellen Moore's fault.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's like, are you kidding me?
That guy's an idiot. Like, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. First share of James Cook, by the way, for me. Haven't done it. Just did it. All right. I am going to hit up this read here, and we'll be right back after this. WynnBET is the official online sportsbook of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. WynnBET is active in a bunch of states, and there are tons of ways to win, including live betting and same-game parlays, aka WynnBET's Build Your Own Bet. March Madness is here, and plus plenty of ways to win, including getting down on the NBA, NHL, and XFL. Sign up today and receive a special offer. Bet 100, get 100. This is limited to state availability. And of course, for our DGens, if you hit the biggest long shot parlay of the week, you get a $1,000 free credit. There's so much to choose from, and all you have to do is head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/wynnbet so they know that we sent you. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. Offer subject to change, terms and conditions at wynnbet.com. Must be 21 and older and present in the state where playthrough WynnBET is available. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-800-522-4700. What's it looking like here? You're on the clock here.
Yeah, I took Miles Sanders. I know he's going to test free agency, but I think that he's a guy that could beat out, at least 35 to 40% of the starting running backs on teams. So I think he's going to land in a decent spot and have, at least for this year, still have fantasy relevance.
Yeah, I think so as well. He showed that he is a hard runner in the right system. He can give you a good return. Obviously at a lower volume clip, but nonetheless, he's going to be reliable. Let's catch up with the chat here. Let's see. Jake was asking about if you grab rookies based on the stacks you are building and the team needs. Yeah, some of the guys when I drafted Quentin Johnson, he was someone that I felt like could be a candidate to go to the Bills. You just have to play it with your gut. That's really all that you're doing. And typically you're just looking for like that, kind of splashy, big need position, right? If it's the Eagles, maybe you stack up with Bijan if you can. You try to do like a Bijan and Hurts stack if you can't get in the AJ Brown and Hurts stack, right? Something similar to that. Sniped on Dak. You didn't grab Dak, did you?
No. He was sniped on Dak.
Someone else got him. Rusty Maverick got him.
Correct. Yeah, remember Fangerbanger's pointing that out because he's the one who has Hopkins and CD.
Yar.
You
have a signed towel, it says. I don't know if I think he's chirping you.
I do have a signed towel. Gindy was there when I got it signed by Dave Portnoy.
That's awesome.
Roger Goodell towel.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty dope.
It's like
man,
that's great.
I really like Rachaad White. You know what? Let's do it.
Fuck it.
So my team currently here, I'll ask you about mine real quick. Christian McCaffrey, J.K. Dobbins, Miles Sanders, and Rachaad White. T. Higgins, Chris Olave, Drake London, Terry McLaurin, George Pickens.
You took too many receivers that I like, and I'm not happy about it. That's what I think about your team. You've taken too many running backs per the Andrew Robb manual.
Hey man, you gotta, you can't go with the same strategy all the time, right? You gotta mix it up.
It's your book. I just read it, brother. That's what I'm saying.
That's true. That is true.
I'm just drafting Chargers to be an asshole. We should be allowed to make trades. Underdog, make it happen.
Oh my God.
Wouldn't that be sick?
That would be lunacy.
And they're like, oh, hey, by the way, we just turned on turned on trades. And then you have like 50 drafts. You have like 50 leagues. I'm like, oh, by the way, we turned on trades. Like, this would be awesome.
Oh my God. It'd be too much. It'd
be lunacy. Oh, it'd be so amazing.
Gindy's always a component. He always tells me he wishes that they put a chat in the draft.
I agree.
Like, oh, dude.
I do too. Because they're just it could be anything. Like if you lose out by like a handful of picks or something like that, or maybe you want to be a hero, and you want to jump in there and give someone a nice compliment for making some crazy pick. Like, if you have Jamal Williams and Josh Jacobs and Austin Eckler, pretty good combo.
So of the wide receivers, I know you're trying to get wide receivers here. Who are some of the wide receivers that you think have good value? Here, let's go from DPJ down to Michael Thomas. Who are the guys?
I just took Jalen Hyatt off the board. He had a great combine. He was looking absolutely fantastic. So went and took another rookie receiver here. From the remaining guys, sorry. Like Juju's value here, could just wind up coming back on a team-friendly deal with KC. That ADP at 110 was obviously rise after like the next 7 days that could happen. Let's see. Elijah Moore is definitely going to be going up if the Jets are able to land Aaron Rodgers. I don't really think that Elijah Moore is going to move up at all with any of these other free agent quarterbacks, other than if somehow the Jets got back into the mix of Lamar Jackson. But he's not a big like market mover for me with Jimmy Garoppolo. Who's someone else that could potentially be on the move? We already had the Derek Carr signing. I don't know. Bad quarterbacks aren't coming to me here. Jimmy Garoppolo wouldn't move him up or down.
Tannehill?
No, it doesn't do anything. Who else here? Michael Thomas, obviously, I defend with the sword, not to be confused with sword vitality, but I will defend Michael Thomas to the death. I like Joshua Palmer, who just went off the board. Obviously, dilly not allowing me to get another Charger player. Probably a good idea. But do like the idea of Josh Palmer. He looked very good this past season, filling in, when Keenan was hurt. Obviously, Mike Williams has battled with injuries as well. He could have a very reliable role there. Wan'Dale Robinson, you and I have talked about at length before. He's in a really good ADP situation, especially now with Dan Jones coming back. I am on the clock. You've caught me again monologuing. I'm going to dip into the running back pool here. I'm going to grab some James Conner, just getting a late running back that I know is going to have a reliable workload. I like the value there late in the draft. What are we in round 10? Yeah, getting a guy that I feel can still get 20 touches a game in round 10. I feel pretty good about. Jamal Williams, a few picks before. Ramrod, also a very good pick. Still going to have a lot of exposure to touchdown opportunities. Who else do I like in here? Yeah, that's really about it.
So we got a question here from Gindy. Quentin Johnston to the Eagles?
Oh, I really wouldn't love it. I would really like somewhere else with a little bit more pass heavy. I mean, it could very well happen. I mean, there's really no reality that's ruled out right now. So, yeah, I could see it, but I feel like they're hungrier for running back. Like if they somehow are on the board and Bijan is there, he's going. They're not going to take a receiver.
Right.
Ungodly with the Michael Thomas pick. Shout out. We got the badges up in this chat too, or up in this draft, I should say.
Badge bros, man.
Badge bros.
Got to get your shit together.
I got a helmet on my guy. $500 deposit. Yeah, that's right. All time. I'm in. I've taken out a lot more.
Jake Paquin says, D-book balling tonight for all those other people stuck watching and not drafting in an underdog-less state.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And it really sucks for Jake. I feel so bad for him because it was legal there for, however long, a year or so. And then all of a sudden, they took it away.
I had the same thing. Underdog was like a godsend to me. I've told the story plenty of times where like I started using it I started using it on the Super Bowl, the Rams and the Bengals. And for the next month and a half, I made the most money in sports betting that I'd ever made. Like, it's from a term of like how much I was putting down to the return. Like, putting down 20 and getting back like 400. Like I was like, what? Like happening, multiple times a week. It was kind of ridiculous. And then, they just took it away. Derek Bloody Carr.
Well, I have the Chris Olave stack there, so.
Okay. Hey, there it is. Why didn't you draft Alvin Kamara?
Well, I did the other day, and Kramer and Sean were both like, whoa, he's probably not even going to play. And I mean, do I believe that fully? Probably not. But
hey, Sean said the same thing about Ken Walker last year. Don't worry about it. He'll be fine.
That is true.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I do have some exposure to Alvin Kamara, but I don't want to go too heavy on him just in case something does happen and he does play. Or the Saints might just get wise and say, you know what? Thanks for everything, but we're going to go ahead and let you go.
Yeah, I'm in that same boat as well. I could really care less. I was just curious if you were interested in that like full build. I am not. I am low on Alvin Kamara right now. I'm not happy about it. I got him in some key spots in Dynasty, and I'm not too pleased because even if he is there, man, Taysom Hill show, baby. Taysom Hill show. Speaking of which, somebody in this draft go draft Taysom Hill and waste a pick, please.
Waste a pick? Why do you say that?
Well, not waste a pick, but leave me a receiver, I should say. You bastards. I've got 2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, and 4 receivers, and TJ Hawkinson. You know what? I might just actually Josh Downs did not have the greatest combine. Boutte did not have the greatest combine. What do I want to do? Not draft another quarterback. That we don't need to do.
I think I'm the only team to not draft a quarterback yet. Oh, no, I lie. I just drafted Derek Carr. Duh.
Josh Downs, auto pick. Got caught staring. It's what happens when you turn off the volume. That's all right. We'll just lean into the full rookie wide receiver build, and hopefully Josh Downs bounces back.
See, now if you were a mobile drafter like myself, it also buzzes for the last 10 seconds.
You're not wrong there, but I got to keep the board rolling here.
That is true.
Keeps me reviewing things pretty well.
You're a man of the people. You are a fantasy hero.
That's true. I try when I'm not busy, moonlighting as a villain in my dynasty chats, offering very, very suspect trades. I felt like my Jalen Hurts trade was a very hero-esque trade. Like I didn't overly demand literally, every single pick the guy had, like everyone else said I should have. Like I should have been outside his house with pitchforks, demanding every last pick that he had for my Jalen Hurts. But I will say my Patrick Mahomes trade that I pulled off was villainous. I needed it. I needed to make a run. I needed Josh Allen paired up with Patrick Mahomes to make a run in that league. That was also the same league where I split the belt or whatever, split the money and got the belt. So what are you going to do? It's too good to be true. You can't just stack the two best quarterbacks in the league and just feel like you're going to get handed a, championship. You're going to have to earn it. Another year.
That is normally how that works.
It's cool. I don't hate being co-champion. It's kind of like being co-MVP. What was it? Peyton Manning and Tom Brady did it one year.
Is that who it was?
I know it was Peyton Manning. I know he was one of them. Maybe it was Steve McNair. What year was that?
Oh boy, I don't know. That's escaping me.
All right, I am not missing this next pick. We're going to make up for this one. Oh man, Taysom Hill. Who took Greg Dulcich? You bastard, Rusty Maverick. I do not like this 8 spot. I don't like it one bit. I'm not even going to take a receiver. I was gonna, but now I'm mad. Where's your boy? Give me Antonio Gibson.
He's there.
I'm taking him. He's mine. This is a weird draft for me. I'm not gonna lie. Got some familiar names, but also some unfamiliar names.
Yeah, we got to get you working up here for a badge, man. You got to join the badge bro.
I've been trying. I got the hat. I got the Trojan hat on my I changed it to a Boxster. We went from German Shepherd to the Boxer.
Oh, yeah, I'm a German Shepherd guy. Now, if they ever put a pit bull on here, that's my that is my dog of choice.
I've had Boxers, right? But I really just like the curvature of his face with the Trojan helmet. I just think it looks better than the Shep with the helmet. That's all. Devin Kane, Rondell Moore. Don't hate the Rondell Moore pick. I just hate that guy took 3 wide receivers in a row. Many people did that multiple times in this draft, actually, except for me.
Interesting. What to do here?
Yeah, after your second pick, I got to get you that underdog.
I'm gonna take Taysom Hill.
I told you, secret weapon.
Might as well. I mean, stack him up, right? If he's going to stay in New Orleans, stack him up.
Exactly. Because they let him throw the ball. That's honestly the only thing I don't. Steve McNair. It's Steve McNair.
Yeah, Jay came through in the clutch. Peyton Manning, Steve McNair.
I used to love me some Steve McNair. Steve McNair was the man. Him and Eddie George.
Yeah, Eddie George. Man.
Damn. Playing Madden on N64, just crushing through people. Fun times. Great time to be alive. When I was drinking non-alcoholic champagne and the Super Bowl, Kevin Dyson getting dropped at the 1, and I'm acting, like an idiot because I think I'm drunk. As the young D-gen in me. He's just waiting to sprout, I could only imagine if I'd walked into school looking like this when I was a kid, what my teachers would have said. Probably just haul me off to the office for a drug test. You god dang hippie.
Man, just looking at the board here, we're in the 13th round for the audio listeners, and it gets a little rough in the streets here.
Nah.
I
This
mean,
is this.
there's guys, but it's you really got to
Oh,
pick through.
but are there dudes if there's guys?
There's
Do me a favor and pay that last bill really quick.
Sure. As we are drafting on this sweet, sweet, sweet website / app, Underdog Fantasy, we're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is your home for off-season NFL best ball drafts, but they also got you covered for a ton of other daily games, including the NBA, NHL, and PGA. Underdog Fantasy is a great way to get down on your favorite player props if they're not available in your state. Head over to underdogfantasy.com and use promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. That's underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN.
I know who your next pick is going to be, but I'm not going to say it because I know Ramrod will take him.
Yes, please don't.
I won't. I'm going to wait till
I'm not sure that you actually know, because I have two dudes in mind, but I'm pretty sure you probably know.
I know what two guys you have in mind. Hey, come on now.
Jake. Madison this league could be a real steal.
He could, except for I think he's already gone. Yeah, 13th round, 145.
Yes,
yeah. No, I think that's a great pick. He's definitely a wild card. Could be onto greener pastures. It's just that the market just isn't like super rich. Like I still feel like he's going to have a similar role, but he just may be more active. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Leonard Fournette, good pick, buddy. Good pick. No, I love me some playoff Lenny.
You like picking guys that aren't on teams?
Yes, I do. I do, actually.
So I just opened Rusty Maverick here. Shout out to him if he's listening. But his team, quarterbacks, Dak, Deshaun, Kyler. Running backs, Jonathan Taylor, Travis Etienne, DeAndre Swift, Javonte Williams, Leonard Fournette. Wide receivers, and this is a bold move. 2 wide receivers, Amon St. Brown and Amari Cooper. I wonder if he knows he does need to start 3 on a weekly basis.
That is a good team, but may not work out. Like he has good players though. He just doesn't have receivers. But also in this draft, you guys have just been bullies. Like you haven't been nice about it. So let's just be honest. You've been some villainous little not nice people. I don't know where I was going with that.
So, some people, have to be the villain. Can't have heroes without villains, right?
Hey, that's true. That's true. You can't have good without.
And we're born in the darkness, in the depths.
Oh yes, exactly, exactly.
I've been a basement dweller my entire life. I've just always lived in basements, so I get what the villains come from. I get it.
So you understood what Aaron Rodgers needed. That
for sure.
Time and that reprieve in the darkness.
There's nothing like just sitting in silence in the dark, man. You get to really get in your thoughts.
Dude, he was on like some like hippie podcast the other day. I almost posted it. I forgot to. And it was super hilarious. Like seeing him talk to like some, I don't know, the guy was like a fucking, shaman or what, but he was doing like essentially a podcast talking about, quote unquote, the darkness and his experience. It was funny stuff. Definitely should have some drugs available when looking to watch that. Because you're having a good time.
Looks like Indiana Jones is trying to be a fantasy hero here and offering to Zoom with Jake so they can draft a team together.
They're going to Zoom? They're going to Zoom.
Zoom. All they want to do is zoom.
Damn.
Maybe without the boom boom. No, you don't get that reference with the
hero. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think of the brand of the car. Zoom. Am I is it Subaru?
No, all I want to do is zoom and a boom boom. Just shake your rump. Come on, man. The song.
Oh, the song.
Jeez.
I was thinking about Zoom, the commercial.
So you call yourself a boomer. You don't know that song?
No, I do know that song, but you don't remember the commercials? Zoom.
I don't know. I'm not a Subaru guy, so I usually just tune that out.
It may not even be Subaru. Now you're gonna have to make me look it up.
Sorry.
But yeah, he was saying that Hero by Enrique it was gonna be in the background. We're gonna have some Enrique audio bites for sure. That will be.
Oh yeah. We got a soundboard.
We're a little tight on time to get them added, and it's also the draft, so we're definitely gonna have some coming up. Definitely some Enrique. I was looking at some Rick and Morty.
Yes.
Rick is a hero and a villain all in himself. Like he can be whatever he wants to be on any episode. So. Yeah, we got some good stuff cooking. Don't you guys worry.
So the guy I wanted just got taken 2 picks ago. That's
That's not the guy that you want. I was close though. I was close.
well, that was the guy I was looking at.
Well, that's the wrong guy, bud.
Oh, okay. Is the guy that you were thinking? Well, I'm up now. So who are you? Who are you suggesting?
You're supposed to take Juwan Johnson, bud.
Ah, well, he's a free agent, isn't he?
No, he's coming back. You get both tight ends, and one of those tight ends also plays running back and quarterback and receiver.
Interesting strategy you're telling me to take here.
Xenon, yeah, that was not a good version of Zoom. Yeah, no, it wasn't. I like Xenon, but it aged very quickly. Very quickly. Tajay Spears, the pick was Juwan Johnson.
Yeah.
You screwed it up. I would have taken Juwan Johnson.
Story of my life.
I was being nice. Letting you have him.
Thanks. I appreciate you. Well, now I need to look this up. I could have swore that I saw that he was going to be a free agent. Let me see here.
I want you in my room, spend the night together, now and forever.
I'm up on the clock again here.
John Mitchie. I don't like Jordan Love pick. Sorry.
It does say he is a restricted free agent.
He coming back.
He's coming back.
He coming back.
Maybe, just maybe.
And if not, you got Taysom Hill, baby.
Yeah, you know what? I'll take the shot on maybe Mike Gesicki will go to the Saints.
Okay. Go to the Saints.
0%. Yeah.
You better not.
I hope he does.
He better go somewhere else.
Why? They'll get rid of Juwan Johnson, get Mike Gesicki.
Jake says, don't let Keaton Mitchell go undrafted. What do you know that we don't?
Does he mean Keaton or never mind, that's Michael Keaton. I was like, does he mean Michael Keaton?
I'm Batman.
Talking about heroes.
Michael Keaton, Batman, OG for show. Ungodly with the ungodly Jerick McKinnon in the 15th round. I guess that's appropriate for the other running backs here, but I feel like people are sleeping on Roshan Johnson and Tank Bigsby and Zach Evans. Zach Evans down the boat.
There's going to be some of these running backs that do nothing this year. I hope we all realize that. Like, it happens every year. People fall in love with these running backs, and then there's going to be like 3 of them that get stuck somewhere that they have no fantasy impact, and it just is what it is. You know, last year it was Tyrion Davis-Price. I liked him a lot. A good system he fell into with Kyle Shanahan and all that, and then nothing. You know,
weird. I didn't like him at all.
Oh, interesting.
You know who I liked on that team last year? Who was my guy?
Brandon Ayuk.
No.
I don't know. You're putting me on the spot here, and I have a terrible memory.
It is Elijah Mitchell. I was just banging Elijah Mitchell drum,
yeah.
You know, from dusk until dawn, like just endless. Just give me Elijah Mitchell. Give me Elijah Mitchell. Then he gets hurt. Then they trade for CMC. That's over.
It does appear to be over.
Yeah. Well, he got hurt week 1 against the Bears. Like, I mean, the guy had 1,100 all-purpose yards his rookie season through 11 games.
Mm-hmm.
The quick math on that is good.
Definitely putting together a team I have not put together yet. So that is exciting and scary all at the same time.
Same here. I hate my receivers. That's why I would love to make a trade right now. What do I got? I got 2, 5, 6, and 2. Oh, man, this is ugly. I don't like it one bit. My running backs are Austin Eckler, James Cook, James Conner, Antonio Gibson, and Devin Singletary. I don't hate it. I got the Cook and Singletary thing going on there. You know, I've got Khalil Shakir I just took off the board. That's nice. It's not terrible. But then Mike Williams, Tyler Lockett, Quentin Johnson, Jalen Hyatt, Josh Downs. Like, yeah, some landing spots will make me feel better. But I like TJ Hawkinson. He is just going to stay in that top exposure spot for me at tight end. I just keep getting him at super cheap.
Yeah, he's a good pick. If he continues to get the target share that he got last year, which I don't see why he wouldn't. But yeah, that's probably what you're really banking on, right? Is that same target share he got when he came over.
Well, even if they were to sign, you know, somebody like if they went after like a Juju Smith-Schuster or I don't know, just another receiver that could be on, like a Michael Gallup or somebody like that, somebody who could be a
Jacoby
cap
Myers.
casualty. Who? Jacoby Myers? Yeah,
Yeah,
even
Jacoby.
Jacoby Myers, I still feel like he's still like the second best target. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there could be some situations where they do bring someone in, but because of that, other players going to have a presence on the field, you're going to have the opportunity to open up more space underneath or something like that. What we got here? I'm taking Juwan Johnson. You just wasted your last breath on him, buddy. I can't let you just let him slide to you.
Okay, that's fine by me.
Dennis Allen, man, he's a Juwan Johnson guy. He's coming back. You heard it here. I don't think Michael Thomas is coming back. I don't know why he was cheering for that move on Twitter. He put like hands up or something, like thank God. I was like, bro, you ain't even gonna be a Saint. Chill out.
Man, I mean, we are at pick 190, and Booty is still there, or Boutte.
He had a very bad combine, a very bad. No one is happy with Mr. Boutte.
You know what? I'm taking him.
Hey, I don't hate it because you know what? The ADP.
I'm a pirate. I like the Boutte.
The Boutte. Well, hey, Pirates. They were settlers down there of New Orleans. They were all about New Orleans and Pirates. Be a good name for a football team. I know we have a Pirates baseball team, but I think it'd be a good name for a football team, the Pirates. You guys should have ran with that rather than the Commandos. Ew.
The Washington Pirates.
That'd been awesome.
It doesn't sound good.
It sounds terrible. You're not wrong.
I mean, the Commanders doesn't sound good either.
I mean, I'm not in the marketing room.
Yeah. Again, with a new owner, maybe we would have got Red Wolves like everyone wanted, or just
some guy in
Yeah, and Dan Snyder didn't want to pay him.
Yeah, but that dude was a dickhead. I wouldn't pay him either. He took like every name you could think of. He took every name you could think of.
He was a lawyer. That was a smart thing to do. Why wouldn't you want to do that? That's smart.
Dickhead.
He just, unfortunately Dan Snyder's a cheap ass and, sucks and
yeah, what if one of these casinos decides to, lock in or copyright SGP? We wouldn't like that, would we?
Well, hey, don't all the books do that? It's SGP, same game parlay.
They do. That's what I'm saying. They could just go ahead and copyright it and take it. Then we got to change our name. What's that all about?
Who says we don't have it copyrighted?
That way, mine.
I really have no idea. I don't know all the workings. I'm just paid to do fantasy shit. So what am I supposed to? I'm paid to do fantasy stuff and wait for the rocket to take off. That's all I'm here for.
Rocket's already off, man. We're flying. We flying, no lying.
Took your boy Van Jefferson, by the way.
Piece of shit.
Sorry.
Piece of poop. I'm 2 picks away, so I'm gonna get my shot here. Don't you worry. I'm gonna take your boy Sam Howell. Sit on that.
Well, I mean, I have like a lot of exposure to him, so please do. So I don't feel like I should take him again.
No, I'm gonna take Darnell Washington.
Even though I don't even know why I keep doing it now. Every time I turn around, Ron Rivera's talking about, well, a veteran guy might take the job from him. Well,
Rivera
he's our guy. Yeah, dude. Honestly, again, I've said this before, but when they brought Eric Bieniemy in, they should have just said, "Hey, man, we're gonna bring him in, and Ron, we're gonna just set you off to the pasture somewhere, buddy." It's been real, but it hasn't been real fun.
Wouldn't that be great? A head coach just doesn't touch the field; he just stays in the booth, like, all right, and then they just turn off the mic, like, all right, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that quote was Ramrod took him. That's awesome. Yeah, that quote was hilarious. Like, it felt very indicative of if he dies by Kirk Cousins.
I saw you post that. It did make me chuckle.
I was like, what? Who is this guy? Like, I really don't need to instill confidence in this young player. I don't feel the need. Brock Purdy come off the board. DKM Dilly being sharp. Kramer was shouting a lot of anti-Brock Purdy, narratives on the Twitter machine. I did not appreciate that. I think Brock Purdy is just going to be just fine for the season. I think he'll be ready
if he plays.
If he plays, I think he's gonna play. I think he's gonna be ready by at least week 5 or week 6. This is best ball. Getting a starter this late, I feel, is pretty good. Do I want to get him later than round 17? Yeah, I do. But again, like when the offense for the 49ers was at its best, Brock Purdy was running it. So keep it simple. And they're talking about bringing in Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield. What are they talking about? They have Trey Lance. What type of indication is that on Trey Lance if they're considering bringing in Baker Mayfield. That's absolutely nuts.
Yeah. I did see them and who is it? The Rams are
Yeah.
both battling for Baker Mayfield. I was like,
You shouldn't
what the hell
battle
world are
for
we living
Baker
in that people are
Mayfield.
yeah, they're battling for Baker
Battle?
Mayfield. Interesting.
Nobody battled him or battled for him when he went to waivers. The Rams were just like, yeah, I guess we'll just take him. Like, I mean, just going to give him to us. Matt Collins been another late round darling for me, and I'm just really hurting at receiver. I did grab Isaiah McKenzie. You and I had talked about him before about being a cap casualty. We're going to actually find out pretty soon. I think he has a bonus that kicks in. It's nothing impressive. It's like I think $250,000 or something like that on the 17th or 16th if he's still on the roster. So I think we'll find out pretty soon here. But I don't think the money that they would save would really just make it worth it to them. So I'm gonna say he's gonna stay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any true feelings on it. But I mean, again, this regime did draft Shakir. I think that they like Shakir. Yeah, so we'll see. It's going to be interesting for sure.
I grabbed both of them, so I'll take it.
What to do here? Tell you what, I will draft the guy that is popping up boards currently right now, and might go to Washington. Darnell Washington.
I like it.
Yes.
A lot of positive buzz on Mr. Darnell Washington. The Rob Gronkowski comps were a bit aggressive.
He's an animal, though. Did you watch him push the sled?
Yeah,
holy hell! No, and then other tight ends were doing it. It was like he did it with ease, and everyone else was like putting all their body weight into it.
He's a pure athlete. But you got to go to the right situation. You got to be able to get that usage. Like, I mean, I don't want to look at those videos and be like, "Hey, Kyle Pitts is here." You know what I mean? Like, not doing that.
Right. I did see, I read some stuff from some of the Washington beat writers that said that there was definitely interest from Washington in Darnell Washington. And could you imagine a very good large tight end in a Eric Bieniemy offense?
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how that would work.
It would be
out.
interesting.
Yeah. Juwan Jennings off the board, not to be confused with Mr. Greg Jennings. I was walking today. It wasn't going very well. My ankle was hurting. I was like, man, this shit can't be happening at the expo. You know, I can't be pulling up Greg Jennings on the flag football field, but I'll do it if I have to. I'll carry my leg. I just don't want to. It's kind of one of those things. Latavius Murray. Okay. That's been a popular pick on the network. Jake Ferguson, also a good pick after you.
Yeah,
Sam Laporta. That's a reach.
There's a couple of running backs I was going through, and I have a little bit of each one of these guys, but it was Chase Brown, Deuce Vaughn, and Kieran Williams. Other than Latavius Murray, of course. And Latavius Murray is the only one I have not picked yet. So I was like, you know what? Let's diversify the portfolio and take a little Latavius Murray. And as Sean and Kramer had described him, a very large man. So
he's not small. He's not small.
And I mean, we have no idea what's going to happen with Javonte Williams yet, right? And he's the guy that's pretty much backing him up. So potentially, maybe I just get him for 4 or 5 games. Be all right.
This pick is going to come out of left field here.
Xavier Hutchinson.
You know what? Actually, I don't think I need to make this pick. I'll make it the next one, but he'll still be there. He's way down the board. Man, don't love what I'm seeing here. You know what? Ryan Tannehill's still available. Fuck it. Like, it's really late. And the next pick I'm going to make is going to be a stretch to the ADP as well. But I'll just get my third quarterback. I don't hate that, even if it's not a very good one. I already have 3 tight ends, so we're good there. Okay. And then we're going to go. I will tell you that the player I'm going to select is a receiver. I believe he is currently wide receiver 2 on the roster, and he's being undrafted.
Can I guess his initials?
Yeah, I don't care if someone takes him. You go ahead.
KP.
Yep, you got it.
Huh. Interesting.
Yep. I think the number 2 part definitely helps.
It does. But I've also tossed him around as a guy I'd like to pick in some drafts. This isn't the draft for him.
Mecole Hardman, that was the guy. Oh, shucks, he's gone. Shucks. Gus Edwards, good pick too. I was going to pick Gus Edwards. It's like, oh yeah, good best ball player, you know, like Gus Edwards fits the mold for being a good best ball pick because he's going to be
Mhm.
great for 4 weeks. Then he's going to be hurt. And this late, being a top
After
scorer in 4 weeks is not bad. So I don't
Yeah.
care. JaMychal Hasty, another one of those guys that could be that in that offense that Doug Peterson wants to use absolutely everybody and their brother to run the ball.
Mhm. I think after the draft here, let's just go over the friends and family people in the draft here, go over their
Word.
teams, just give a little synopsis on it. I've got some feedback that people like that, so we'll definitely do that.
Good
Roast
Kate
or
Otten pick.
roses?
Good Kate Otten pick. But that's the thing is like freaking tight ends just sat in this draft because, all y'all dicks took receivers. Sam Laporta went ahead of Kate Otten. That's not good. That's not good. Kyle Phillips, here you go, y'all. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen with Tennessee? That's just a complete shot in the dark. I love the talent. We've seen the tape. The guys got great tangibles. They get a quarterback in there. Maybe, hey, that's a last 2-round stack if Tannehill stays. Tannehill and Phillips. Boom. Last 2 picks. Stacking.
Mhm. You do you like any of these rookies? A.T. Perry, Xavier Hutchinson, Parker Washington. You like any of those guys?
Not particularly. Nathaniel Dell. No, he'll probably be special teams guy. Man, I mean, honestly, we've had this discussion before. I like some of these later guys like Calvin Austin, Quez Watkins, Devin Duvernay. Devin Duvernay also feels like a pretty good best ball player. With the sporadic production. Ryan Hines, not a bad pick. Going to be a free agent again, I believe. He's going to hit the market. We got this one done in pretty good time, too. We're at about an hour 6, and that was with the wait time to get in. It's pretty good. Shout out to the friends and family that helped move it along. See, like Luke Musgrave went after Sam Laporta. Again, like, that's crazy. And even Luke Musgrave being a rookie, like, you expect he's going to have some woes to start the season. Or, I like
Just
Brock Wright
like
over some of
Drake,
those guys.
he runs with his woes.
In my woes. In my woes.
Last pick, Mr. Irrelevant, was Tyler Conklin.
Carson Wentz. Let's go.
Tyler Conklin.
I bet Carson Wentz has better stats than Jordan Love this year. You want to throw that into the Mariota bit?
Oh, man. I don't want to take your money. That's
I'm giving it to you.
Okay. I'll take that 100%.
You want so you're taking Jordan Love as more fantasy points than Carson Wentz?
Yes, and we're not counting XFL fantasy points, right?
I can't. No, it's
okay. Good. Just checking.
Underdog doesn't calculate those yet.
Okay, just checking. Yep.
All right, so there you go.
All right, so let's run through some of these teams here, starting with the Caboose Jiggly Rolls. Again, we'll do 1 out of 10, and maybe if you want to give me a your favorite pick and a least favorite pick on their team. So let's go here. Quarterbacks: Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo, Desmond Ridder. Running backs: Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Tyler Algier, Elijah Mitchell, Michael Carter, JaMychal Hasty. Wide receivers: CeeDee Lamb, DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, Zay Flowers, Elijah Moore, Alan Lazard, OBJ, Alec Pierce. Tight ends: Kyle Pitts, Trey McBride, and Foster Moreau.
Well, gotta love the Michael Carter pick in the 17th because that's very on brand, very on Bruni brand. Michael Carter going to be a big hero for you this year. I like Jahmyr Gibbs in round 6. That run of running backs ahead of him, I feel like is a pretty good comp to him. Joe Mixon, Javonte Williams, Isaiah Pacheco, Damian Pierce. I think that's a good grouping. Let's see. Kyle Pitts in the 5th round still feels like a pretty good pickup. It still feels like they're comfortable with Desmond Ridder. Kyle Pitts and Ridder should be a good pairing, I think. I think that's really the only thing I would. Oh, you did get Ridder. Yep. Yeah. So I like it a lot. You're getting some good stacks with, your best players here. It's 7.5.
7.5. All right. I like it. Moving on to the 11th spot now, a DKM Dilly. Quarterbacks: Joe Burrow, Brock Purdy. Running backs: Saquon, Tony Pollard, Joe Mixon, Samaje Perine, Tank Bigsby, Zamir White, and Gus Edwards. Wide receivers: Devontae Adams, Cortland Sutton, Darnell Mooney, Tyler Boyd, Josh Palmer, KJ Osborne, Hunter Renfrow, Bobby Trees, aka Robert Woods. Tight ends: George Kittle, Dawson Knox, Hayden Hurst.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like a fair amount of these picks. Man, interesting to see what's going to happen with Joe Mixon. Would have thought his ADP would have fell a little bit, but it's the
He's
NFL
pretty
player in the
much kind
news.
of been cleared from that already.
Eh,
They came out today and was like, well, he wasn't really involved. It was other kids. The kids shot at each other, something like that. Again, stories are all mixed, but that's kind of the gist of it.
Hey, I was hoping for a discount nonetheless. What's the news? Cortland Sutton could be on the move. That should be interesting. See what happens there. There's a huge run of receivers from round 7 to round 11, which makes you a villain. So I have to deduct a point there. Let's see. Samaje Perine, I like that stack with him and Mixon. Hayden Hurst, I feel like could be a cap casualty, but if he stays, that's a great stack. Bob Trees in the last round isn't bad. Like I'm not a big fan of him this year, but he could still go somewhere and get 40 to 50 catches and maybe have a couple of big weeks. And in round 20, can't hate it. This guy ever make his last pick? Still not in.
Yeah, he made it. It was Tyler Conklin.
Okay. Good pick. Again, tight ends should have definitely been off the board sooner. We were way too thirsty for receiver in this one. I'll give it a 7.
7. All right. Moving on from the 10 spot, Team Ramrod. Quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields, Sam Howell. Running backs, Ramondre Stevenson, Brian Robinson, Jamal Williams, Zeke, Raheem Mostert, Zach Evans, Jeff Wilson. Wide receivers, A.J. Brown, Jamison Williams, Jahan Dotson, Kadarius Toney, Isaiah Hodgins, Chase Claypool, Mecole Hardman. Tight ends, Dallas Goedert, Daniel Bellinger, and Cade Otton.
Yeah, good team here, but Ramrod knows what he's doing. He's rocking the badge. He's in every draft. Like, I feel like I gotta deduct at least a point for experience just to keep him on the level with everybody else, and then I gotta knock him another point for taking Zeke. So I'll give him an 8. Yeah, he did a good job here. Obviously, of course, whenever you're starting the draft and you're stacking your 2 best players together, that's a great strategy. Just also love some of the shots that he took. I'm a Justin Fields fan, so you're going to get some love there. I like Ramondre Stevenson in theory. Patriots running backs are always tough, but I like him in theory, so I think he's a good pick for your first running back. Brian Robinson, I've been drafting a lot of him, very high on him. Same thing with Jamal Williams, going to have that touchdown exposure rate that I mentioned before. And then, man, stacking Mostert and Jeff Wilson, again, they're both coming back to Miami, even if they draft somebody. Good situation to be in. Maybe they even draft Zach Evans. That would be nuts. And you'd have a 3-headed monster there. And just getting Zach Evans in round 15, I absolutely love it. So he gets an 8, but he knows what he's doing.
Nice. Do you want to read off your team, and then I'll read off my team just for the audio listeners?
My team is absolutely terrible. I'm going to go in order of how I drafted because that's what I have up. So I've got Austin Eckler, Josh Allen. May have been a misstep taking Allen there. TJ Hawkinson, Mike Williams, along with the Justin Herbert stack, who I took next. Tyler Lockett, Quentin Johnston. James Cook in the 8th, Jalen Hyatt in the 9th, James Conner in the 10th, Josh Downs in the 11th, going rookie, running back, rookie, running back, rookie, running back, and then back around to Antonio Gibson in the 12th, Tyler Higbee, Devin Singletary, shoring up that backfield with him and James Cook, hopefully. Another Buffalo Bill, Khalil Shakur in the 15th, stealing Juwan Johnson from Andrew Robb in the 16th, very villainous, but he's going to have to deal with it. More Buffalo Bills, Isaiah McKenzie in the 17th, then Matt Collins in the 18th, closing out the draft with a beautiful stack of one old man and one young man, Ryan Tannehill and Kyle Phillips.
Nice. My team, again, drafted from the 3 spot, Derek Carr, Kenny Pickett. Running backs, Christian McCaffrey, J.K. Dobbins, Miles Sanders, Rashad White, Tajay Spears, Latavius Murray. Wide receivers, T. Higgins, Chris Olave, Drake London, Terry McLaurin, George Pickens, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Kayshon Boutte, Van Jefferson, and Xavier Hutchinson. Tight ends, Taysom Hill, Mike Gesicki, and Darnell Washington. Do not love my tight ends, but I did wait a little too long and everyone started taking them, so I took the value in the running backs and the wide receivers. Love my wide receivers, love my running backs. Quarterback and tight end is going to hurt me a little bit, but I do have a couple stacks in there, so I'm fine with it. Again, one of my first times picking from the top of the draft, so all that's new to me. Some of these players haven't even been anywhere near my ability to take, so definitely got a little bit of a different exposure, and that is never bad for the fantasy portfolio.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I like your team probably more than mine, actually. I have good quarterbacks, but yeah, man, receivers really hurting.
Yeah, as you see, there's a ton of wide receivers that go in the first 7 rounds, like a shit ton. So
There's a lot.
you really gotta draft. I mean, I think the other night I went 6 or 7 rounds just picking wide receivers. Still love the team after I was done.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, a lot of these zero RB builds that I've been putting together, like at the end of it, you really like what you have. Like as far like you may not have like a lot of running backs, but if you have like 5, decent running backs that you trust, even I mean, I've run some drafts with 4, just really avoiding the position. But if you get guys that are good enough, you can still pull that off. Like, we can hate on Leonard Fournette all you want, but as a late round pick, is someone who finished in RB2 territory, had 70 plus catches this past season. He's averaged 70 catches the past 2 seasons. It was 68 and 72 in his past 2 seasons. That's how he'll be used. You know what I mean? There's some other late round guys that I like your boy Antonio Gibson. He's another solid one. And then just taking shots on the rookies. Like I still feel like Zach Evans, Ramrod got him in the 15th. That was a very good deal. I felt like that's a slip down the board for him, if anything.
Yep. I think good overall draft here. And I would be remiss if I didn't add in a few extras here before we hop off. For anybody who has not yet, please check out the SGPN merch store. Help Jake feed his family. Help us get on the private jets with Sean and Kramer. Obviously you guys can go and grab one of these nice mini helmets, the SGP mini helmets. You can grab one of the hats here. They got we still have draft day 2 merchandise from last year. Obviously, Justin showing you the nice corporate stuff we have, minus the headband. Yeah. I mean, you're wearing the collared shirt. That's corporate. That's golf attire, which I love.
I guess so. I'm here to party,
Yeah, obviously the SGPN headband that he's wearing. We got mugs. Got a lot of different stuff. First half undershirts in there with March Madness quickly approaching as well. So everyone, please go check out the SGPN merch store. Also, if you have not already, hit the like button below, subscribe, turn on the notifications so you do not miss these live best ball drafts. Let us roast and rose your teams, please. Honestly, if anybody has not already subscribed here, I don't know what you're doing. I mean, we're constantly putting out sweet content. All the stuff from the combine that Dave went out to, is on there as well. So go ahead and do that. And for our audio listeners, Apple, Spotify, wherever you're listening to this podcast, please make sure you are subscribed.
Yeah, definitely. Please give us a download. And, depending on how deep you get with the fantasy football stuff, we're going to be out in Canton, Ohio this coming summer in August. So you got some time to plan that as well. You can come out, hang out with us, have a few drinks.
At the Fantasy Football Expo.
At the Fantasy Football Expo, if I didn't mention that. Yeah, in Canton, Ohio. I believe it's the 11th through the 13th of August. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yep. You can come and draft with us, play poker with us, drink with us. Roast us,
make fools of ourselves while playing.
Yeah, we're gonna be
flag football.
We're gonna be having a good time. Yeah. Come, you can compete against us in flag football as well. Just look that up on Google, Fantasy Football Expo, Canton, Ohio. Pull it up really quickly. Get yourself over to the Hall of Fame. Have a good time. SGPN is gonna be hosting, I believe, one of the parties. I believe it's gonna be Friday night.
Hell yeah.
Friday night party. It's gonna be great. Who is the SGPN slot receiver? I'm more of a Danny Woodhead myself, but he works out of the slot. It's not, his role necessarily.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I think we are probably one of the taller individuals on the team, so I'm going to assume it's probably not going to be one of us. I will assume I'm going to be on the outside doing the old Randy Moss and people. I mean, that's just what I do. So.
What's that route? It's not the post. It's like the corner post. Yeah, that's my route.
Honestly, at 32 years old, I'm just out there trying not to tear an ACL and have a little fun. So,
that's what I was saying. But
that's my ultimate goal.
If I got a Greg Jennings this situation, I'll damn well do it. I mean, all I'm gonna need is a couple of beers and I'll be fine. Just wrap it up. Give me a couple of beers to chug, maybe a shot.
Real beer, nose beer, go play.
Yeah, that is another
decaf
approach.
Nose beer. I'm not talking about Coke. I'm talking about some salts. All right, not the real nose beer.
I'm definitely going to hydrate more this year for sure. I stuck around way too long in the poker tournament last year, and that meant a lot of drinking and not eating. It's difficult to eat at the table.
Oh man,
there was food provided. Don't get me wrong. There was free food provided, but I was in it. I was getting down.
Jake's over here. He's saying he's got some fresh cleats and he's ready to go. Jake,
let's ride, bro. Let's ride. Let's go.
Just cleats, get there. You're already cleats part of the
probably
team.
A good idea. It's on a real field, but it's also like not a real game. It's like,
it's a real game.
Oh, you'll be real angry if you throw an interception the first throw. I'll tell you that much. I saw someone throw an interception on their first throw of the game, and the other team, all they have to do is get 1 yard. That's it. Game over. That's it. 2 plays. Game's over.
Yeah. I will be bringing cleats as well, because anything I do at 100%. I'm not there to lose, man. We're there to try to win.
Yes.
So
Yes. That is the attitude
so
that we
Jake,
need.
get those damn cleats on and meet us there August 11th.
And put down the donuts, as I've mentioned in the Slack channel. Put down the donuts, pick up the cup of water. It's time to prep. It's time
I
to
did
get
go
ready.
for a walk the other day with my family, and I was gonna text you a video just to prove that I had been out and doing some sort of exercising.
I went for a walk with my wife, but then I started running routes and she got angry, so I had to go home.
You're on the street running post routes.
Watch this. Runs into a car. All right, good stuff. All right, we'll be back next week. Take care. Appreciate you guys coming and riding with us for the soft open, the out of town special here for the Heroes and Villains podcast. We'll be back every week. We'll definitely be talking some more heroes and villains in fantasy, whether it be our season long trends, guys that we love, guys that we're hating, guys that have been villainous in the past, but might be a hero this upcoming season. I'm looking at you, Michael Thomas. All right, looking at you. All right, take care. Be well. Be good. If you can't be good at it. We'll see you.